Mr. Crucell, just so you understand the process, we're going to do voir dire. Did you have a chance to talk about the iPad?
No.
Hold on a minute, Joe.
Yeah, I told him I would go over it.
Okay. I understand that's your position, but I'm still going to explain things as they go. All right. I mean, I just want you to understand what's going on. So if you decide you want to jump in, you'll know where you're at. Understood? I'm not trying to talk you into participating. I'm just letting you know what's happening. I'm going to explain things as we go for you and them. You got that?
I suppose I don't understand why I need to sit here and use my time for an phone.
Because if you leave, I'm going to ask you a bench warrant and you're still going to have to deal with this down the road. At least this way, listen. Here, one of two things can happen today if we have the trial. Either they find you not guilty and you're done, then you can file all your grievances and stuff, or they find you guilty and you're just filing one more appeal.
Instead of wasting everyone's time.
You've already wasted their time because they're all here. They're all here.
Well, that's why I filed these things weeks ago. These things should have been addressed before this process even took place.
There's a scheduling issue that takes place too.
So
But hold on. Hold on. Don't interrupt. You didn't appeal the last round of decision. You didn't appeal the decision you didn't like from Judge Martin. You didn't appeal the decision you didn't like from Judge Green. And you didn't appeal the decision you didn't like from me last time you were here. So here's my problem. I'm not going to adjourn today because you say you're going to appeal, because if you don't, we've accomplished nothing and we're no further to resolving these files.
I had to file with the appeals court, but I've been in contact with the appeals court.
Okay, hold on. Let me try to educate you. Okay. You contacting the appellate court, first of all, this should go to the circuit court. All right. You've gone. Okay. So I didn't choose for you to be here, but you're here. Okay. So we have to get through it. All right. So the way it works is you don't just talk to them about an appeal. You actually file and perfect an appeal, but you didn't perfect the appeal. So there is no appeal. You started the process, but there is no appeal. So we're going to go forward today. The only question is, are you going to be in the chair now?
No, again, if you were prevent for, I'll participate in bond one, correct?
Depending on what I set the bench warrant at. It can be whatever I want it to be. Once again, but see, you think that's bias, right? And that's me explaining to you the way the process works. I could set a $10,000 cash bail on this. And until a circuit court judge tells me that's got to be set aside, it's the bail. That's the bond I set if I set it. Because here's the thing. And I'm trying to, listen, dude, I'm trying to get you to see I've got a job to do. It's got nothing to do with you personally. All right, you keep bringing this, I'm having so much trouble getting through to you. I'm thinking the next step is a competency exam.
So that fact that she told me that on the record in front of her, and in all the things that she's saying, the judge said, she never said that on the record. I have the record submitted.
So once again,
She wasn't doing this because of the Secretary of State.
Then appeal Judge Green's decision. I've told you that at least 5 times today. If a district court judge makes a decision you don't like, you appeal it to the circuit court. You don't just keep arguing again. That doesn't get you any further along. So if you don't participate today, if you just sit there, that's fine. We'll have a trial. You can jump in if you want to. You don't have to. I mean, in any criminal trial, the defendant doesn't have to do anything. But at each step of the game, I'm going to let you know what your options are. So for example, when we do voir dire, I'm going to ask questions of the prospective jurors. She's going to ask questions of the prospective jurors. You can ask if you want to. You don't have to. All right. When it's time to pick the jury, she has a certain number of challenges she can use. So do you. You don't have to exercise those challenges, but that's the way we pick the jury. Do you understand that process?
I've been trying to get all this stuff established with the courts and the and I still have evidence that I'm trying to get from the township that they're using lead codes to redact, which they did with the policy information that I tabled and got them to give me the policy because they were trying to use leak stuff. And I
Okay, stop right there. Hold on. Stop right there. Stop right there. That's something new evidence you're waiting for. What are you waiting for?
this is where I haven't got it to even get to.
No. Tell me what it is. What?
The evidence that was that I requested from FOIA's in the very beginning with my bottle camera.
No. But what is it? You're looking for some records, some ordinances? What?
Part of the traffic stuff, comments and things that were put in there that.
Hold on. In where?
In the comments.
You don't have police reports?
Well, I do, but I found out that they withheld certain documents that when I filed my FOIA, they didn't give to me. And then upon doing more, filing for more stuff, I uncovered that they withheld certain documents that are getting the whole thing.
Hold on. Let me hear what she just said. Just hold on. Go ahead. Do you have any idea what he's talking about?
He's bringing things from the south and notes and,
You mean like the officer's personal notes? Had notes.
and, for example, body on camera where they're sitting in their patrol car and the computer's on. Those are all lean material that can't be discoverable. It can't be shared with people outside those that are, have the security clearance to observe or handle lean material. So that's what he's referring to.
Okay.
That's not what I'm referring to. The notes on the computers and stuff, that's not what there's even stuff that was in the body cam that when they were talking to the chief, that they purposely redacted out of the conversations. The notes that that are completely all redacted, has nothing to do with computers. It has nothing to do with personal information and names or addresses. There were things that were stated in conversations that were taking place in these notes.
Let me stop you. During the traffic stop?
I found out that they withheld this when they should have given to me in the very beginning with my FOIA for everything that's involved in my traffic stop. They didn't.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to clarify. Are you talking about like, how do I want to say this? Personal comments between two or more individuals?
No, it's not personal comments. It was stuff that was logged through the traffic stop. Like,
No, stop. But I got to understand what you mean. Logged through the traffic stop. You mean it showed up on camera and then they edited the camera?
Yeah.
Or edited the recording?
As well, that there was no clear reason why. Every time I'm trying to get reasons to why they did it, what it's next, because they're supposed to label why it is. I haven't got anything. And then it's in the comments sections of like what was going on.
Hold on. Comments on the incident report?
It's not the incident report. It was through the, while the traffic stop was taking place, stuff that was being entered through, like, I can't remember exactly what the paper is right now. Like I said, I'm in the process of getting that all. I'm appealing to the supervisor, and then he vaguely gave, just cited statutes and codes, but he was supposed to tell me how and why I didn't even see them applying to the lead sections, which are failing to do because same thing with.
All right, so hold on. So what I'm hearing, I want you to confirm whether or not I'm hearing it correctly. I think what you just said was those comments section things that you want, they're telling you that's all lien stuff and it's protected.
Yeah, I have other.
Hold on. Is that a yes? That's what they're telling you?
Essentially.
Okay.
So, and part of it, because I had a whole thing of paper I got from them. They didn't do it in any of the other ones. Only
Hold on. Other one what?
all the because they're in several books. Several times the cops came out of their house. And we were told, this has been going on for all of the years. Probably why it's going to happen.
Okay.
So I filed every cop that had been there, all the reports, anything to do with anything that I could get that was in access to me. And then that's how I found out that these other reports weren't released to me. And then in my life traffic stop, they did the same thing. Everything to do with that entire traffic stop is all completely redacted. We got the other stuff, it's all open.
Redacted from,
The whole page is just black.
hold on. Redacted from the incident report?
Yeah, from the incident.
The paper report that you received?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
With no justification involved. So why any of these things are redacted, I keep trying to, and how they did it with the policy. I tried to get the policy 3 separate times to the department, and then they cite these lien codes for names and addresses and stuff, which I understand there's certain stuff.
What policy?
The policy conduct for officer conduct and how the officer's supposed to operate themselves, right? So they denied several times, stating the same lead codes are trying to fix all these redactions now. So I appealed it to the township supervisor, and he released all of my information. And it showed, the policy showed that these officers violated the policy and
Okay, hold on. Stop. So he released everything, but not everything you want?
well, this is Then once I realized they were doing this, I went back to even more. That's how I found out there was more stuff that was never released to me.
Okay.
And then they're doing the same process using these lien codes to not let me see what was put in this neighborhood. And that's why